Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. No, I can't sing. What's up, y'all? Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. You know, no matter how much money you spend on technology, there's always like a little problem going on. So how are you guys doing today? Obviously, state where you guys are from right now, where you hail from, where you from. Where's everybody from? Where's everybody from? Before we get started, let me see where everybody's from tonight. San Antonio. There you go. Richmond, Virginia, South Carolina, Tyler, Texas, Oklahoma, Connecticut's in the house. I just like to see where everybody's coming from. Allentown, PA. What you know about Main Gate in Allentown? Portland, Oregon, or Portland, Maine? Savannah, Georgia, New Jersey, New York, DMV, Fort Worth. I love it. I love it. Central Illinois is in the house. Y'all keep telling me where you from. Dallas, Key West, York, Pennsylvania, San Diego, Duane, Delaware. Oh, Duane's from or is he from Duane? I don't know. Main Gate. Yeah, you know about the Main Gate. Dunn, North Carolina. So, hey, listen, everybody. We're going to be talking about a few topics today, and then we're going to get into some Q&A. Tennessee's in the house, Los Angeles, Harbor City. Couple topics I want to talk to you about. I may even bring on some guests today if they're going to be available. And then also today, towards the end, I'm going to be giving away $1,000 in PropStream credit. That's a lot. You guys need that. Trust me. And then also I'm going to give away 10 free months of PropStream. Now that's going to go to a brand new user. So if you already have PropStream, sorry, this is not for you, but for a brand new user of PropStream, I'm going to give you 10 months from my pocket. They're not paying for it, from my pocket. So if you don't have PropStream, make sure you head over to maxpropertydata.com, check it out, get a 7-day free trial. Somebody that signs up today is going to get a 7-day, is going to get 10 months free. So I'm going to turn your 7-day free trial into 10 months. No problem. But today, today's topic, I want to talk about comps. A lot of people have a problem running comps, and I want to help you get over the fear of running comps so you know what you're dealing with. Can we scroll down so I can see some of the newest comments on there? Just go to the newest. Yeah. I'll reach out to you guys. I will reach out. Catherine, you're eligible too. How are the projects going in Jamaica? Things have been slow. I'll do anything for Jamaica to let me back in the country, but they're not letting me in the country right now. So make sure you go to Max Property Data, sign up for your 7-day free trial. And then I'm going to give somebody 9 months of completely free. And then I'm going to give somebody $1,000 inside of PropStream. I said 10 months. 10 months. EA. This guy gets a haircut and he's just, I tell you what, I'm going to give away 10 months free of PropStream, and I'm going to give away $1,000 worth of PropStream credit so you can do postcards, so you can do all the other features inside of it. I'm going to hook it up. But today, first we said I am going to talk about comps, and a lot of people have problems with running comps. So I want to help you. All right. So before I do that, I think I'm going to get, can we get Burton on the phone with PropStream? Can we give him a call? Get him queued up. Hopefully he answers the phone. If he don't leave me alone, I'm going to throw something at him. So we're going to try to get Burton. He runs a lot of the tech stuff over there on PropStream. We're going to talk about comps before we dive into it. And just want to give you guys, because this is a big problem, right? A lot of people are getting properties under contract that are too high, or maybe you're too scared to get a property under contract because you're not sure of your numbers. I want to help with that. I want to give you. I think that's one of the reason why I have. And Antoine said, pick him. I ain't picking him. You already got it.
All right, call him Burton.
Let's see if we can get Burton on the line.
Hey, what's up, man?
Burton, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Dave. What's up?
So you're live with me on Facebook and on YouTube. And I know for people that don't know, Burton is running, Burton runs a lot of the tech side and helps you guys when you need problems with PropStream. And, you know, Burton and I, after doing the Closer Olympics this past weekend, you were behind the scenes running some comps and trying to get everything straight on day 2. You know, my thing is, Burton, you get a lot of calls, you get a lot of emails, you answer a lot of support tickets over there. Tell me some of the biggest misconceptions about running comps.
So one of the biggest ones is sometimes we have users that don't really understand the market that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest issue there is a non-disclosure state. So for those that are listening, I would probably recommend just going on Google and typing non-disclosure states and get familiar with the 14 states that are out there. But ultimately what that means is that these states do not provide accurate sale records. So when a property sells, let's say for $250,000 on the MLS, when the county gets it, it's going to be a different value. So that can give a user erroneous variables. Now, just to kind of help everybody out, last month we did an update where if you are in a non-disclosure state and you're in our comp section, it will automatically default to MLS. So that's the biggest misconception there. The second one is the difference between public records and MLS records. So when you're running comps, for those that are in a disclosure state, you have the luxury of using both public records and MLS records. The real difference is that MLS, you'll get faster frequency. There are sometimes records that you'll see on the MLS that the county hasn't recorded yet. However, when you're using public records, it's going to include off-market sales too. Cash transactions, family transfers, foreclosure sales, construction sales. So when running comps using public records, sometimes I see people not isolating the type of transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they're running comps, they're putting in foreclosure amounts in there, cash transactions in there, and it yanks down the after repair value average. And so when the property should be selling for $350 because they selected a cash comp or a foreclosure comp, you're seeing the ARV go down to about $320 when it's a lot higher. And then that obviously affects the MAO calculation, which then probably pisses your customer off or the seller off because the offer is probably way too low at that point.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So this is some of, and you have to deal with this a lot. You have to deal with this a lot. Yeah. So I think I think it's a bottleneck in the industry because even when I was a licensed broker, a realtor, I had my own firm at 21, where I really did property management, not too much like buying and selling of stuff. Running comps is not a science, right? So it's there's not like a playbook that you can really just say, hey, this is exactly how you run comps, follow these steps, and you're going to just magically get the right comps. You have to understand there's some variables, some human variables that you have to put into play. And kind of that's what I'm going to do. So Burton, I don't know if you can see my screen, if you're watching, if you're whatever you're doing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 5 minutes and I'm going to actually type in a property and run comps on it so they can watch it live right now using PropStream. And
yeah, definitely. I can see your screen, but it might be slightly delayed. So
no problem. And don't forget, I actually, I'm giving away $1,000 worth of PropStream credit in 10 months. I know I didn't ask you, but I don't care. It's all on me. I'll take care of it. So whenever we figure whenever we figure it out, I'll let you know who the winner is.
Okay, definitely. We'll take care of that.
All right. So Dave, let's go over to my screen here. Right. And I want to show you guys, and my screen's going to flicker for a little bit, so be patient with me. So this is a property. I'm gonna comp a property live for you just so you can see what it is. That's not the picture of the property, but we're not going to worry about that. So once I type in the property, and this is a property I actually bought for cash not too long ago, and we're flipping it, and you can see Venture Atlas right there is actually listed on the public record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to comps and comparables, and this is how I run a quick and dirty number when I'm on the phone, when I'm talking to somebody, or my team needs it. And I'll just show you guys a couple rules. Now we can see right here what I did. Oh, so this had some stuff already in here. It already automatically sets a date range, which I think is about a year. So you can start there if you want. You can run even closer if you have a lot of comps that have sold and don't need it, but it automatically puts in the square footage. What I like to do is around 200 to 250 up and 250 down. As obviously you can see right here, the property is a 1344. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. All right. So, and this is using public record. Now, sometimes I use both or MLS, but I can show you just how to run it on public record. And obviously, if you listen to what Burton said, if you live in a non-disclosure state or you're doing virtual wholesaling in a non-disclosure state, you're going to see that it's going to automatically select the MLS for you. Now, here's some things I do know about this property, right? So right here is the property, and everything on this side, I don't know if you guys can see, is brand new houses. So what I'm going to do is I automatically clicked out number 2 because I can look at the pictures that PropStream provides and be like, yo, this is a brand new house. My house doesn't look like that. So, and then I'm also going to take out something here, and the minimums I put in was 2-bedroom. Obviously my house is a 1.5, but I want to go up a little bit just to see. So what I do is I click out the properties that I know do not match what my house looks like. Look, this is a brand new house. Now I've seen this house, and if you haven't seen it in person, you're doing virtual wholesaling, you can just use the road view, or you can go right to Google Maps and look at the street view, what we call street view. And I clicked out this property because it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but let's look at it. It's a brand new build. It's fairly a brand new build compared to what I have. So as you can see here, I'm looking at the square footage. It's already done all my records, and I'm clicking out the properties that I don't want to add into my comparables, right? So I can look at this. I can say, okay, this is a older house that I know that was put new siding and stuff on. I'm going to keep this one. And then I'm also looking at the dates. So this one just sold here just the other day. And I could tell this is a little bit older house with new siding. Looks like it was renovated, right? It's got the grays, it's got the whites, if you guys know what that means. So I'm going to keep that one in there. I don't see anything out of whack. And you have to go picture by picture and eliminate. Like I eliminated number 2, number 3, number 6, and I kept mostly everything else in. And this is just to get your quick and dirty numbers. So if you look right here, it's saying I got 11 properties, 8 selected, and the average sale price is $132,900, so $133,000. So that's about what we thought when we had it. We had a comp. Now, if you look at the estimated value, it's here, right? 122. But after running the comps on recently sold properties, not listed, but sold properties that have sold, you can see that I'm coming up with a comp of 133. Now, when I go to play and when I start to negotiate, I'm going to use that 133 to 135 number because I'm going to push when I'm looking at doing she says, why not put in a year in the space? Yeah, you can do that too. You can get real granular. It depends if you have a lot of properties or a little amount of properties. But I know in my market, I can go back as far as a year and still get everything because there's only 1, 2 properties, 3 properties that sold in 2002. And I'm only going to be using one of those because I eliminated 2, 3, and 6. So that won't help me out. So my properties are 3, 1.5. Most of these are 3 2s with this exception one here. So this one here sold for 117. And then what I can do is I can go to actions and I can view the comp report. Now, for you who haven't done this, Burton, tell me how excited you were when this new feature came out and why you were so excited about it.
Oh my goodness. I'm personally excited for it because we were getting so many people just needing the comps report, not just for public records, but to also include MLS records. I know right now you're going to show them just the public record report, but guys, if you're listening to this, the report does work on MLS as well. But not only did we update our comps report, but we're giving you now thumbnail photos, like the little summary of the property that's sold. And as you scroll further down, we're also going to include the photos that we've collected for you through the MLS, either the current photos or the previously listed photos. And the reason for that is because we wanted this to be a tool for negotiation, right? This tool obviously gave you an ARV, but when we're out negotiating, when you're talking to a homeowner who wants full price on a property that's falling apart, these are the photos that you're going to use to justify or give them your rebuttal as to why you're not getting them full retail price. This tool is also going to be used for your buyers. I guess it's a lot of times, you mentioned it earlier, there's really no science to running comps. I usually tell people when you're running comps, think of yourself as a lawyer and you're trying to prove a case. You need evidence, right? You can't go around telling people, the ARV of this property is 350 if you don't know, if you don't have any justification. And again, put yourself in the buyer's shoes. You're about to fund somebody a lot of money. You don't want them to just tell you numbers over the phone. You want some reflection of that information. So this report is also beneficial to when you're talking to a buyer, when you have it on contract and you're trying to let your buyers know what that ARV can be and what it takes to get into that ARV range. These photos are going to be very, very beneficial to them because it's going to get their mind no longer looking at your numbers, but more looking at what it takes for their contractors to get that ARV, to get that hopefully amazing spread if you've done your numbers right.
Got it. Exactly. So let me just show them real quick. I hate showing my computer screen because we having some technical issues with it flickering. But if you look and you scroll down and you start to go to the search I created, what I did while you were talking, I switched over to just MLS. So if you look here, it's going to show you the subject property, last sale price, on the last sale price of our comparable properties. The low is 130, the high is 142. You get an average of 135. Now, if you look across the square footage, the price, the bedrooms, the baths, it's all the same. It's showing you what the average is for every single one, right? So, and then the year built is the average. So once you scroll down, you're going to start seeing where these properties are on the map, and you're going to start getting pictures very similar to when I was a real estate agent. I could run this stuff here right now. You can start seeing pictures of comparable properties that you can get to the standard of the property that you're trying to buy at a discount. And if you provide this type of evidence, like he talked about, to the actual buyer, to your cash buyer, you're one step ahead of a lot of people because you have true evidence that you need, right? So let's go back to my camera here. So like a lot of people are saying, and like I've been saying, it is an actual art and not a science to run comps. But the more and more, like I would sit down and just run comps on random properties over and over and over again until I got good at it, until I became real good at it to understand where I could.
I thought I was the only one.
No, I do it all the time. Like it's a practice. If it's an art, you can't get good at art by not practicing. Science, it's just the numbers. It is what it is. So let's see how much.
It's so funny that you say that, Max, because I would literally do the same. My buddies who are agents tell me, hey, I just listed a property in this city for X amount. I'd be like, all right, what's the address? They would tell me their address that they just got listed. I would run into PropStream and just run comps on it, right? And I would see, what filters I would use to see what that value would be. And again, if you do it correctly, you're going to notice that your values are equivalent to a seasoned investor or seasoned agent running comps. And that's what I love about our product is because we don't need to call those agents. I mean, not just for running comps, for other things, maybe, locating other buyers and other important things, but running comps, I mean, now is at the comfort of your own home, and you just got to make sure you're doing it effectively.
Yeah. And I think one of the big things is a lot of people who haven't been in this industry for a long time don't understand how valuable something like this is to be able to have at your fingertips, whether you're in the car, on the iPad, whether you're at home, just to have a product like this, to be able to do something at such a decent price. So that's why I love using PropStream. My entire teams, I think I have about 9 or 10 logins from other ones. So it can help you, but you have to get good at it. But here goes the thing. That is just like one feature out of so many more features that PropStream can give you. And when I go live next week, I'll talk about how to find leads and how to do all that type of stuff. So I can't wait till next week where I can show you how I pull leads. Like just today, we were having a cold con competition in our office, and I was able to just go pull, I think it was like 16,000 leads that I wanted the team to call. And it was all just, I can narrow it down to absentee owners that had failed MLS listings over the last X amount of, it's just so much you can do with it. And so what I would do is, and then Burton, you've also made videos on how to run comps, and you have help videos and stuff like that as well too, right?
Yeah, actually, we just enhanced our help section. So for those that are signing up for the very first time, on our left-hand side is our toolbar. Click on the help button, and you'll see our video library section there. And also, we launched earlier this year a private PropStream user community group for users. So you have a subscriber, obviously follow our rules, but there you'll have direct access to me and other admins where, we literally answer all your questions. Any questions about our data, any questions about, filtering this or how to approach it effectively. I mean, make sure to reach out to us. We're always here to help.
Absolutely. And Justin in the chat is saying, is there a PropStream app coming out? I don't know if Burton can say, but I'm going to say it. Yes, I know. I've seen pieces of it just through, screenshots and stuff. It's coming very fast. It's going to be
very fast.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
For those that watched Max do his thing at the Closer Olympics 2020, we did release a commercial. Our mobile app is anticipated for release next month. Well, actually, that should be in the next few days is the beginning of next month. So definitely in about a few weeks, you guys will see one of the most ambitious real estate applications known to our market. Again, this isn't just something we just created for you guys out of the blue. It's going to take care of the driving for dollars aspect and much, much more. And so again, it's going to be backed up with our 15 years of, data collection and expertise on real estate data. So look out for that. Yeah, June 2020 is our release date for the mobile app.
Absolutely. And so every week I'm in one of my lives, I'm going live twice a week. In one of my lives, I'm going to always be talking about a new PropStream feature. So just definitely go check it out. Go to Max Property Data right now. Get your 7-day free trial for whoever signs up. That's brand new. I'm going to choose one person, give you 10 months free. And then I'm also going to choose another person and give them $1,000 worth of PropStream credit. Burton, I appreciate you taking time out of your day and talking about comps with us, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime you need help, let me know. Next week, you need help, just reach out.
You got it, man. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, man. Bye.
Awesome. So I hope that was helpful for everybody there. PropStream is a tool that we use in our office. And I don't just talk about stuff just because, they may pay me to talk about it or something like that. I really use it. I get thousands and thousands of people a year that want me to pitch a product. And if I don't use it, I don't use it. So if you see me talking about PropStream, Deal Machine, these are things I actually use. I really, really love using that stuff. And don't forget, we're going to move on to another segment. But before we do so, I'm going to put up the number. I want you to text me. And if you text me your phone number. So when you text me your phone number, and I'm going to call a few people at the end of the show. And, I'm going to answer your questions live. This is Live with Max. But moving into the next segment, what I want to do is I want to bring on a good friend of mine, also a business partner. He is the brains behind, he's one of the brainchilds behind REI Rail, REI Skip, and all that stuff. Those two products that we own together, along with our good friend Justin, who's the master whiz behind a lot of that stuff. But I call this guy, when everybody has a lifeline, right? Some people call me for questions. I call this guy when I'm looking for advice about the market. I call him about stocks. I call him about anything. But he's well-versed when it comes to real estate. He's well-versed when it comes to financial literacy. So I bounce on him a lot. So I think he's waiting backstage. I want to bring up a good friend of mine, Vince Harris. Is he here? What's up, Vince?
Hey, what's happening, bro?
I can't hear you. Will you just get this new microphone or something?
Hold on, I got a new toy. Hold on, let's see here.
Wait, y'all. He knows how to do stuff, but not everything. He calls me for technology stuff, and
there you go.
He's not quite ready yet. Somebody says, Max, how much do you calculate for carrying costs, taxes, utilities, and et cetera, percentage wise? Listen, if you pay attention to, there's a formula where you get the ARV, which is why we run comps, and you're gonna subtract a certain amount of percentage from that house. Now, my market is typically going to be about 25%. With the corona going on, it could be even 40%. Right now, we subtract that from the ARV, then we minus repairs, and then we minus what we want for an assignment, and that's where we go in and start negotiating. I do lots of videos about that. You can check that. There's over 200 and something videos. I know at least 20 talk about how to run not how to run comps, but how to actually take the numbers down and everything like that. Vince, are you good, or where are we at?
Yeah, we should be good to go. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh man, there we go.
What's happening?
There we go, man. How you doing today, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
So just in case y'all don't know, this is like impromptu. I just text him, hey, you at the home or you at the office?
Literally like 15 minutes ago.
I said, hey, let's have a conversation live like we do when I'm driving in the car,
right,
or when I'm in the office, and let's talk some stuff on this live, man. And I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Happy to do it. I mean, literally, I'm just doing some work here in the office, gonna put in a late night tonight, and Max called, so like I don't have nothing prepared. I hope you don't expect
no, this is just like conversations like,
okay.
like when I call you randomly.
Cool.
You know, I like to ask you questions. I like to get like, you know, just some feedback.
Yeah, no doubt.
So can everybody hear Vince? We good back there? I can hear him, so everybody should be able to hear him.
Dave, can you hear me?
Yeah, if I can hear you, Dave can definitely hear you.
Okay, cool.
So let's talk about like what's going on in today's market. I know you got a lot of friends and high up positions and high up places that they kind of do stuff before we even get to see it, if that makes sense. Like they're making decisions and future decisions before we even get them. What are some of the things you're hearing? Right. Let's talk about something that's real important to the wholesaling community real quick. People that you know, and I think recently you had on probably one of the biggest lenders, private money lenders, hard money lenders on your show recently.
Yep.
What are they doing?
You know, it's interesting. So you're referring to one of the principals, one of the owners out of, I think they are like the number 2 or 3, certainly top 5 hard money lenders on the East Coast. And that was a great show, by the way. Long story short, you know what it comes down to, man, is like knowing who's really a lender and who's not. I'm not gonna.
Who's not the middleman? Well,
listen, you know, I'm not gonna put anybody on blast. That's not what this show is about. But there are some.
We can make it about that. Now, just joking.
We know. let's keep it above board. Now, there are some shops out there, man, that a lot of viewers have heard of, like national brands, even that
arbitrage money.
Well, that when COVID came, all of a sudden they weren't doing deals anymore.
Email stop,
marketing campaign stop, all of that. And a lot of times it's because they're not putting their own money out. And so we had a gentleman on who's got right at $100 million on the street. 75 million of it is his and his 2 partners' money, their personal family money. And then they have a small line of credit for another 25 million bucks.
I can't wait till I get to that point where I can put 75 mil on the street and sleep at night.
Right. You closer than you think, man.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
Hey, speak it into existence, right?
I'm with you.
So yeah, man. So they got like $100 million in the street total. And he said, number one, yes, it's scary. Yes, we think that this is going to be a long-term thing, but we're still lending. You know, we're still lending and we're still doing deals. Their LTVs have come down. So where they might have wanted you at 65, 70, they wanted you at 55, 60. They also wanted you to, equitize the deal a bit more, as they call it. So just bring a little bit more to the table, more skin in the game. And but they said, if it's a good deal, we'll do it. So and that was, that was 4 or 5 weeks ago. Things have loosened up quite a bit now. So they're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, so that's important to say. So what they're talking about, and the reason why I want to have this part of the conversation is that the people that use hard money. They're not necessarily broke. They're not necessarily don't have money, but a lot of people don't use their own money to flip deals. It's just smart.
Absolutely.
You know, I can borrow at X percentage and make X other percentage. Sometimes you're making a flip, you're doing 30-40% returns. You know, so why not borrow at 10? Why not borrow at 11 or 12, whatever the rates may be that you're getting? So it's important for us to understand the what's happening, because our buyers are depending on people like your guy who's got 100 million on the street. Mm-hmm. So it's important to know what the lender, the real lender,
right?
It's important to understand what the true lender is doing, so you can have an idea and start having real conversations with real cash buyers. Right? Wouldn't you say that's going to be the most important thing when and if the bottom falls out, to find out who really has money?
100%. So like, I would say that right now, everybody should be really strengthening those relationships.
Exactly.
With the lender, but also with the buyers. Like Max is saying, go back out to your buyers list and, you know, figure out, number one, are they really a cash buyer? Excuse me. Are they really a cash buyer? And if they are borrowing, that's fine. Again, it's smart to use other people's money, but just make sure that their capital relationships are in place and in good standing. So I think this is a great time to be shoring up those relationships. The market is, I don't want to say booming, but it really hasn't slowed down that much. And we can talk about some of the dynamics of why that is. But, you know, a lot of this doom and gloom stuff, I think people in your audience should take all that with a grain of salt, because you're missing opportunity. You're missing deals if you believe all that, you know, doom and gloom, bad news stuff out there.
Correct. So let me clarify, and that leads me into my next question. I am selling flips at retail faster than I've ever sold them, or just as fast as I was selling before everybody even knew what COVID or 19 was, if that makes sense, right? So, for example, I got a flip closing next Thursday or Friday or something like that. It had multiple offers over asking price within 48 hours, right? So what I'm doing on the property that I just comped, I want you guys to track along. It's 135 Robbins in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's a property that we bought. You can see the buy date. We're done. We're finishing up pressure washing and stuff today. I imagine I'm going to get more than I would have got for it a few months ago.
But Max, you don't really buy deals.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. But I do have a deed or two. So I'm flipping this fake house and doing a fake flip. But anyways, I'm doing a flip and I am going to be selling this house. But I want you guys to kind of track how fast it is. And I may even have my media team do something where we can really fully understand what's going on and how fast it's tracking. But to that, I've been selling my retail products at a very, very fast rate. And what is your theory behind everything around us seems to be collapsing? 35 million people don't have their jobs. 100,000 plus people have died from COVID-19. The stock market is still booming. Thank God for Oppenheimer. Thank you for hooking me up with that, by the way.
Amen.
And retail products are flying off the shelf, while everything else, it's like stocks and real estate are on an island, and everything else around it is collapsing. Can you explain that?
Yes, there's a couple of things happening. Number one, you got to think about this. So first off, fully acknowledge the severity of COVID is real, it's serious. People really are losing their lives. It's not a game. I do not mean to make light of it in any way. Those 35 million people that you're talking about that are without jobs, that's real, that's painful. Don't mean to make light of it in any way. But what I would say is that you got to take it with a grain of salt, right? So a lot of those folks who lost their job, if you look at the stats, I think it's something like 40% of them or 40% of people who make 40K or less as a household have been furloughed or let go. So that's who's getting hit really hard, is folks who are in, lower income strata. And the truth is, the dynamic that you're describing with your own market, you're not impacted because a lot of those folks weren't buying houses anyway. You know what I'm saying? So even with a huge, scary number like 35 million being unemployed, if you were to really dial in on that number and say, okay, how many of those people decide we're going to buy a house and decided not to because of COVID. It's probably 5%, something like that. You know what I mean? So for the business that we're in, real estate, the on the ground impact, it just hasn't been that severe in that one sort of targeted way.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. And that's not to say the wheels can't come off, because I do think that there is I think there's a doomsday scenario out there that's not that crazy. I was on an analyst call this morning. A big investment bank does these big economic calls, and I'm just nerdy enough that I sit through those. They're a couple hours long. And
this is why I call them, so I can get the brief.
Well, but it was interesting. So another stat that they threw out today, they said, let me make sure I get it right. They said that for the folks who are getting unemployment insurance right now, most of them, check this out, Max, most of them are earning more in their stimulus check than they were from wages.
Don't make me mad, because I've been spending around $120 a day on Indeed ads and Facebook ads to hire more people. I am trying to triple my sales staff in being ready for whatever could come.
Yeah.
But people are making more money to be able to sit at home than come to training.
There you go. So you're seeing it in real life in the business.
Yeah, in real life. It's hard. I see people filling out applications and getting an interview, but don't show up because the requirement to keep their unemployment is to continue to fill out applications.
That's right. Yeah, they literally just said that this morning. And I wasn't aware of that, candidly. That was new information for me. But they said that most people are making more from that UI check or their stimulus check than they were before, which creates a certain type of moral hazard, which is to say that if this thing extends too long, it becomes an issue not of shortage of jobs, but shortage of labor, shortage of bodies, you know.
So let's talk about why it's important to start strengthening your position and your relationship with cash buyers in the market. And like kind of why it's important at this time during this crisis, right? So you've been around long enough, you know, to be able to say, yo, this is what's really gonna this is what happened last time. Why is it important, more important than anything, to strengthen your relationship with cash buyers right now?
Yeah. I mean, I think, well, a couple of things. Number one, let me just say this. I think that people in this business probably just don't pay enough attention to their buyers in the first place. Everybody has been trained that this business is about finding distressed sellers, finding distressed motivated sellers, right? And that's all anybody focuses on. But if you can master disposition, which is to say really understand the buyer, understand what they need, understand what their pain points are. When you had Jamil on, by the way, on the show a few weeks ago, I thought he did a brilliant job.
I don't think people caught that.
Bro, if y'all haven't seen that episode when Jamil from Keegley was on, you should go and watch that episode now. It's the kind of stuff that, frankly, we don't always say in public, right? Because that's like, yeah, I'm being dead ass. Like, he gave away real jewels. He gave away like real concrete information. And he just talked about understanding what their pain point is. And he gave a specific example, and I'm giving him all the credit for this, but I'll share it with the audience tonight. He said, let's say you got Joe Average investor, right? He's a dentist. Max, you and I always talk about the dentist, right? And dentist just means somebody who is W-2 rich. You know, they're not a professional real estate investor, but they made good money and they got some cash.
Yep.
And Jamil said, you know, this guy just had 30% of his 401k get wiped out. Gone, right? He needs to level those losses. He needs for his balance sheet to show that he's got equity, some gains somewhere. And if you can come to him with a property that's got some equity in it, and it doesn't even have to be as much equity as Max would want or as what I would want. But if you can show him a property that's got 10 or 15 or 20% equity in it, he is thrilled. He's thrilled. But you got to know your buyer. You got to be talking to him. You got to be calling him, understanding what his pain points are. So anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying it, but that's why it's so important to be cultivating those relationships right now.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I have a person in my office that's their entire job, 40 plus hours a week to talk to buyers.
There you go. That's smart.
All day long. And that's what their job is, and that's why he's there and is paid for that position.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna take up too much of your time. I think it's awesome that you came on at the last minute.
Yeah, man.
I know over at REI Rail, we're releasing text messaging very soon.
Yeah. In fact,
you also came with
now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it right now. But you actually came up with a new. You're the mastermind behind it. You came up with a new tiered pricing structure. What does that mean?
Oh yeah. So this is really cool. So REI Rail is like I'm trying to think of the best analogy for it. It's got all this stuff in it, right? It's got RVM and it's got Text Blast now, and it's got lead pages, and it's got our patented deep trace system, which nobody in the world has. And that's great. And we sell it in these bundles that are really well priced, $97, $200 a month, super, super reasonable. But we recognize, and we kept hearing, frankly, from people saying, well, look, I just want to use one section of it. Or, I might not use up all those minutes that you give me in that bundle, right? So we created these pay-as-you-go plans. So now you can get REI Rail for $49 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for $50, $49 to be exact, you can now get an REI Rail plan, and you just pay for what you use. So if all you want to do is RVM, cool, go for it. You're just going to pay for that. All you want to do is text, cool, go for it. So your bill might end up being, 59, 60, 70, whatever it is bucks, but you no longer have to commit to spending $100, $200 a month. So anyway, we're really excited about it. It's a huge development. People have been asking about it for a while, and it's active.
Awesome, man. You have one of the dopest produced podcasts that I listen to, next to like NPR.
Oh, thank you.
You got any dope guests coming up on your podcast?
I do, actually. So so Heart of the City is the name of the podcast. On Instagram, it's HOC_podcast, Heart of the City. And we try to highlight entrepreneurs. They're mostly real estate, obviously, because that's kind of, where I come from. But it's not just that. So to your point, we spotlight dope entrepreneurs no matter what field they're in. And I got 2 on deck. I want to say their name now. I literally just got off with the PR agent that's doing it. But this is 2 brothers, Max, who are in the cannabis business in a major way, like a major way.
I get in. I've been trying to get in.
Yeah, bro. It's well, for a bunch of reasons. This is something that we need to be a part of. But they just have fascinating stories. And we're gonna have them on the show next week. And then I may do something. I've been talking all day. Sorry. I may do something this weekend, just to try to be reflective and acknowledging of what's been going on, just social, Minneapolis and Karen in Central Park. And so there's some social entrepreneurs I've been talking to, and I want to have a conversation, a dialogue about what is entrepreneurs' role in social matters. Like,
Because we're the new athletes.
We're the new athletes. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So anyway, that's some of the stuff we got coming up.
I appreciate it, man. Like always, man, your wise words, wisdom. I always call you for help and always call you for advice. So I appreciate it, man. Get home to the fam. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. What we're gonna do next is people are gonna call me. So run that number across the bottom. Well, I'm gonna call them. Okay. But any parting words before you get out?
No, not really, man. Just keep on doing what you're doing. I just think that you're just such a shining example, man. I always want to highlight to people how hard it is to do this high level production, to be live every night or every other night. And so just just keep doing what you're doing. And you guys, you're following the right one. He's really doing this business. And I learn from him every day. So, keep up with what you're doing, man.
Appreciate you, brother. We'll connect soon.
Appreciate you too. Peace.
Thank you. All right, guys. So you see the number rolling across the bottom, 704-741-1361. Text me your phone number. And I'm going to have my guys in the back of the studio give you a call. I'm going to answer your questions for the next 15 minutes. And we're going to see what you got. So listen, Vince is my guy, man. He's a solid individual. He's smart. And you guys get to start to see who I have in my corner. How can you find him? I think if you just use Investor Vince, I believe on Instagram, Investor Vince. My guys will put it up in the chat where you can find him. But yeah, definitely go check him out. And he's also been on some of my stuff as well. But Dave, do we have any numbers to call? You guys need to text me. Text me right now, 704. You see the number scrolling across the bottom.
I got one for you. We are calling T.
Let's call T. What's T? Who's T?
It's just T.
T. All right, we're going to be calling T. Hello, this is Maxwell. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Max?
I'm doing well. Thanks for watching with us live. What can I help you with tonight?
No problem. I wanted to reach out because we had met when you were in Fort Lauderdale at the real estate event.
Yes.
And literally, I thought that you were just like, oh, yeah. And another thing, it's pronounced Tia. I get that a lot. So, and then you were at the event, and I just basically started getting serious with real estate then. I know you mentioned something about PropStream because I came in halfway through, and the only thing I did was send my number when you were asking for the questions because I wanted to kind of know more about what you guys are doing with the giveaways and the new features and all that good stuff. I didn't catch much of that today.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us live. I'll give you a quick recap. Basically, what I did today is I kind of used the PropStream, showed you how to run comps because comps are very important in our business. And then what I did was what I'm going to do is anybody that signs up for PropStream today, going to maxpropertydata.com. If you sign up today, I'm going to be giving someone 10 free months of PropStream, and then I'm going to be giving another person $1,000 worth of PropStream credit inside of the system so they could use it for postcards, whatever they want inside of there, and I'll take care of it. It's on me. So make sure you go to maxpropertydata.com, sign up, get your 7-day free trial, and then I'm going to select a winner tomorrow morning. Sounds good?
Sounds really good. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, everyone, make sure you're texting my number, 704-741-1361. My guys in the back are going to be putting this together. Tia. Check this out, man. These productions and these things you guys see me doing is not easy. I'm not the person that's pressing the buttons, doing all this. I got an entire team. There's 3 grown people here helping me. Every time you see me go live, every time you see me with a video, I have 4 people on my staff that just focus on content. Man, it's gonna be it's a lot of work to get this done. So shout out to my team for always sticking with me, especially late hours, because they all get in early and we all leave late. So
appreciate it, Max.
Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear Dave, but he said appreciate it.
We got another call if you're ready.
Yep, let's bring him up.
All right, Tony Z.
Tony Z, all the T's today, huh?
Yes, sir.
Bueno.
Hello, this is Maxwell. How you doing?
Oh, how's it going, Max?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
I can't believe I got a call from you. It's crazy. I'm actually at work right now, but I did have a couple questions about wholesale.
Absolutely.
So I had just started. One of my friends actually told me about this.
Mm-hmm.
I do construction, so kind of was something of what the, how to explain, like it's similar to real estate.
Uh-huh.
Because I wanted to have all this like circling around the area. I don't know how to explain it. Like I wanted to be able to have a certain cycle with it. Like I'm able to purchase houses, fix them myself, and then sell them. But I was just lost because I've been talking to one of my biggest mentors, which is one of my uncles.
Uh-huh.
He's the company I work for, and I spoke to him about wholesaling, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? You're kind of taking a shortcut. Why don't you just get your real estate license?
Yeah.
And make that happen." And I was lost with that because I was like, you know, this is one of the people I always.
So let me give you some advice. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so not everybody is really going to understand what wholesaling is, and I know a lot of people that got into this business and had to kind of hide it from their family and friends until they started bringing those checks home. I'm pretty sure you understand the concept of wholesaling. You already understand construction, which is a huge upside because you understand what things actually cost to fix. You said you already have some properties yourself. I would say anybody that is as a landlord, anybody that is fix and flipping needs to understand wholesaling because it's going to allow you to create this flow of deal flow. And you're going to be able to have deal flow. You're going to be able to cherry pick the ones you want, sell the ones you don't, make some profit, turn it into an ATM machine. So you can use that money to help renovate the properties that you do decide to keep, whether they're for flips or for rentals. So what I would do is I would study very hard, follow people that you like on YouTube, on Instagram, maybe invest in a course from somebody if you want to, but learn how to wholesale without really talking to people that don't really understand it. I would not recommend you getting a real estate license if all you want to do is to be versatile in wholesaling. It really doesn't go hand in hand. But if you want to get a real estate license for other reasons, it doesn't hurt to have it if you really, really want it. That makes sense?
Yeah, I do completely understand you, Max. So that's I was stuck in that, like going to someone who I truly like trust and who pushes me to be better daily, and just get that from them was kind of like drop my self-esteem. I was like, damn, what should I do? Like, yeah, what's my next step from now on? Yeah. And I don't want to be. I'm just 22 right now. I have 2 years working for him because there's this company. Yeah. And it was just really hurting because it was like, what step am I going to take after this?
No, I completely understand. Listen, like I said, I would take the time. I would learn wholesaling, and not every single mentor I have fulfills every single part of my life. I have mentors that I go talk to about financial literacy. I have mentors that I talk to about real estate. I have mentors that I talk to about life. So sometimes you can't go to one person for everything. So you got to just chop it up. So what I would do is, if you want to get into wholesaling, follow your heart. Once you bring your mentor your first couple checks, he's going to want to learn, and you're going to turn around and start teaching him some things and how he can do it, man. But I appreciate you calling in live. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support, and check in with me.
Thank you so much, Max. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Check in with me soon when you get your first deal, okay?
Yeah, I will. I'll give you a text or a call if I'm always on your live. I've been on them for the past week, and I'm excited. I didn't even know you were going to call me.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you so much, Max, for having me.
I got your number locked in, so shoot me a text of that first check, brother.
Sounds good. I appreciate it, Max.
Thank you. All right, I got time for about one more call. There goes my guy, MG, the mortgage guy. Listen, that's my guy right there, man. Like in real life, he's a real genuine brother. He's out there doing good things. He really cares about you, and he's one of the top mortgage brokers that I know. So if you're looking for any type of house loan, whether it's for flipping, whether it's hard money, whether it's to buy your own personal house, before you pull the trigger, make sure you go follow this guy on YouTube. Go check his Instagram. On his Instagram, he has his phone number where you can call him or somebody on his team and get a second opinion about the mortgage you're about to sign for. He's been posting some stuff on IG. I've been seeing people getting crazy points. People with 700 plus credit scores paying crazy mortgage points, crazy things like that. So shout out to MG, the mortgage guy. He's just a good guy, man. He also put me in contact with my guy, DJ Envy, and we've been doing some of those tours around before COVID. But make sure you go follow MG, the mortgage guy. I appreciate you, Matt. Let's do one more call, guys.
All right, Max, we got one more. We got George.
George.
Hello.
Hey, George, this is Maxwell. How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for watching live with us, man. What can I help you with today?
This is George. Give some money talk.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I was saying, all right, we're doing flips right now. A lot of people in the world. Are you like the resale? Once we buy the flip and say we estimate it's going to sell for 180 before COVID-19, are you adjusting your prices to say maybe 20% lower than what you normally would
On the
Say
retail
it's gonna
side,
sell for?
on the retail side,
Yeah.
no, we've actually been seeing the same or even better. Every single property that we flip in has been just the same prior to COVID-19 being a thing, or even better. And I talked about this earlier in the show. I'm about to list a flip. So I want you guys to go follow it. 135 Robbins Road in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I want you guys to see how fast that property is going to go off the market. Everything that I've been listing has been getting full price or over asking offers at over retail in 48 hours. So like Vince was saying prior, the people who are truly affected by the COVID-19 layoffs, he said, out of the 35 million people that are affected have been laid off, 40% of them have a household of less than $40,000 income, which means they traditionally are buyers on the retail market anyways. So people that have been affected by COVID-19, majority of them, a lot of them from the job loss, weren't really buyers for our homes anyways. That's sad to say, but that just shows you that, we all got to get a piece of the pie so we can get out of this thing. But I think you're going to be fine if you truly had a 180 ARV before, you got a 180 ARV now or better.
Okay, and then also on average, like for me, if I do a flip, my first flip I did, it was like I just trimmed the trees up, mowed the yard, and I sold it for $25,000 over asking price.
Woo!
So it kind of spoiled me on the fourth deal, Yeah, I literally sprayed air freshener in the house. So now, on average, like what do you aim for? Like for the not saying perfect deal, but what'll make you actually go write the contract? Like 10 or higher or 30?
For me, I don't like to play around with it. If I ask for 135 or if I ask for 150, I'm just I'm gonna go get.
No. I mean, how much profit as far as like $10,000, $30,000? How much on average deal aiming for?
Oh, it's a percent. It's a percent. I like to get 30% return on the actual cash on cash that I have in there.
Okay.
Minimum of 30%, right? So like if I got 100, if I got 100,000 in a deal, just say all in. I need to make around $30,000, and that's after fees, after realtor fees, after all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, you blew up my social media last time, man.
Go ahead and shout yourself out again real quick.
All right. It's Gibson's Money Talk, GIPSON. Oh, yeah. It's not that many listeners. So I'm going to tell you one secret how I find deals. All right?
Go ahead.
You can't steal it, man. You can't use it because you got too many houses. But instead of looking for good deals, I find good people. So all my houses I buy them directly from sellers. Some people want to help a young black man out. Old guy, I'm going to help you out. Boom. Some lady, I started looking for people who like me, and then the deal always go through that way. I started looking for deals, find people.
Yo, that is a great. He says instead of finding good deals, he tries to do business with good people. And a lot of people, if you don't come off as this complete expert, and people like to help and people like to teach. So that's a good strategy. So instead of trying to find good deals, try to do business with good people, and most of them will help you out.
Or people who want to sell to you.
Correct.
That's what it is. People, for some reason, they got a reason. Family, friends, whatever.
That good connection, man. That's a good tip, man. So anybody that's listening, that's dope. I appreciate the nugget. Make sure you go follow him on IG, man. And thanks for tuning in as always.
All right, man. Peace.
You got it. Hey, Dave, let me answer that last question up there in the yellow, and then we'll be out of here. So Kurt Smith says, how do you get a hold of a possible seller if their numbers and emails don't work? All right, so make sure you're going to a good source. I know. Just like skip tracing, it is not a science; it's an art. So if you've exhausted all your skip tracing options, what I would do is maybe pay for an extreme skip tracing, which is usually around $5 to $10 per person you're looking for. You can find those things on Fiverr, I believe, but you got to make sure you find somebody that has a good TLO account or something like that. Don't believe everybody says I have it. If not, you need to be reaching out to next of kin. You need to talk to the neighbors. Hey, do you know this person? You need to talk to the uncle, the aunt, the nephew, whoever you can find. Stalk them on Facebook. If you know it's a deal, you just need to get a hold of the person. Do everything in your power you possibly can. I hope that helps. Once again, guys, I always appreciate you tuning in live with me. I'm going to be doing this twice a week while we got time. I haven't been traveling. So I want to be able to pour in. So next week, make sure you catch me. And don't forget, listen, go to Max Property Data, sign up for PropStream, get your 7-day free trial. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 people. One person is going to get 10 months of PropStream for absolutely free on me. And the other person is going to get $1,000 of PropStream credit. So make sure you go to maxpropertydata.com, sign up tonight. And in the morning, I'm going to select somebody, send you out an email, and make your account free and add $1,000 in your account. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit when this video is done, hit the like button, subscribe, share it with a friend. I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.